G'day, how's it going, locomotive enthusiasts around the world, and welcome to GFYS Gaming Australia with our latest Train Sim World 2 information update. And this one is regarding the TGV Duplex, ladies and gentlemen, for the brand new French railway that is coming into Train Sim World 2 in a few weeks' time, in the first half of December 2020. And it will be an amazing way to end an amazing year of Train Sim World action, ladies and gentlemen. Combined Train Sim World 2020 and Train Sim World 2. So here we have our first official sort of screenshots of the actual train, and looking at it on some of the train track for the first ever French railway system for the game. So here we have one of the fastest trains in the history of the game, folks. So that's one of the great photos there. So I'm going to save that photo in my front there. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. So building the TGV Duplex is the information that they're talking about today. And they talk to Peter, which is a senior technical designer for Dovetail Games. And they talk to him, and he says, I am the senior technical designer as part of the railway vehicle setting up team. My job is to create the loco's technical prospects, including simulation and the functional elements of locomotives for the game. What I do is essentially bringing all the visuals into something that I can actually use in and interact with, such as the buttons, the liberators, everything in the cab, and then I add all the setup to control the systems such as emanation and lighting. So this guy needs to work on his lighting side of things because it needs to be brighter. People probably nodding their heads and saying yes. Now, James, that works for Dovetail, ladies and gentlemen, is a senior physics engineer. And I use our team's tools to make all the physics for pretty much everything the train we are creating. I created all of the individual blockouts, and I've done all the air systems and brakes. So he takes care of that side of things. There are amazing 4 different braking systems on this train. Wow. Okay. So it's a bit of a complex type thing. Well, for a hyperspeed train like that, you probably need a lot of braking system, wouldn't you? It was my responsibility to ensure all of the systems work and interact together. There are a lot of blending between systems. For example, the electric system and the characteristics of the electric brake is part of this, which then gets blended with the air brake system. So you got the normal electric system, brake system, and air brake system, which work differently. So if you guys are a long time game player of Train Sim World like myself, you shouldn't have any issues working both of those systems. So how do you start making a new locomotive is the question. And Peter says there are different questions to answer because of the amount of detail that goes into a loco. Our individual steps are research, which Dovetail do a lot of research, and they're doing things a little bit differently now. Like as you've seen on the first information for this particular train, they're doing Google Earth to get the train track itself, looking at that, and running the track off Google Earth. Where back, it's a bit hard these days because of the COVID and everything to travel around the world. Obviously, as I've been explaining to you guys, they've been working individually for most of the year, not in the same headspace where they would normally be. Now, their research is a little bit different than what it used to be, where they used to go out and they put the mics on the trains and get the sounds and everything, and things that were done like where they'll go out to the actual yards and train tracks and run them off that. Where now it's different now. It's all research and everything and localization. People that they talk to and stuff as well to get a bit of insight in that. But yeah, there's different ways they do things now. And this is one particular I do know that this is one particular track that they're working on some new ways for the game that they haven't done before. So this is going to be quite interesting to see how it pans out. Hopefully, it's not a frame rate issue. We have figured out everything we need to and want to interplate, which includes the identity of all the controls and their behaviors, as well as more technical underlying elements such as power systems and safety systems or braking options. All the electrical and air related systems under the hood, and how they control and multiply and drive all of that. Once we have that information, development process is to then start creating all the controls and tie them into the functionality of all the other components. There's another great photo, ladies and gentlemen, of the train. So you can see there that this particular one is looks like it's going to be an 8-carriage train, and it's got that gap in between, so it's a longer one. So you probably have maybe some train routes where it's just got the one, or it's you'll have some where it's got the two combined with them joined together there. So the carriages on the train are very similar to what can I say? They're very similar to the ones that you will see on the Peninsula corridor. It's got the two long ones, and also the ones you'll see also on the DB trains. So now they're asking the question, why are the carriages pink like that? Now this is got to do with starting the design of the train, and obviously it's got to do with Matt as well, loving pink. So we all know he loves pink. Come on, if you've watched the streams that he's done, we all know that Matt is a pink man. So Peter, it says, why is the individual model bright pink? Peter says, well, Matt loves pink. No, I'm joking. But probably would say that behind his back. But we all know he loves pink. But anyway, when we got first. When we first get the model from the artist, that is just the basic method. That's just the basic mesh. No text, texting, no materials or anything like that. It's the way the Unreal Engine shows an untext asset is just great. Okay. Extremely blend monotone grey that you can't see any detail in. So see the grey in the background. That's what they're talking about. So it actually is like that, but I think the team changes it to pink so they can actually see more, because it's just like a grey and they just really can't work off that. So obviously that's Matt confirming that we prefer it to be pink because, yes, he loves pink. So pink is a great contrast color that we can apply to it to see more details of the mesh. So there you go, because it is a bright color, and obviously you can see that the stuff more. So works out that they can work on it in a better way. But obviously Matt loves it. So it makes it easier for us whilst working to place the individual controls before multi-tail model gets in. Is there any unique? Is there anything unique about this logo and the gameplay? Peter says the logo has 4 different safety systems. The TVM, which is just the transmission voting machine. Hopefully I've said that right. There's the KVB, which I've talked about, which is like the systems that you'll see on the DB trains, the TCB, PZB, and LZB. I think that's it. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm right, but I know it's PZB. Pardon me, I just had a drink. So KVB, controlling the vesti par bolivus. So I'll just say KVB. So it's the TVB, the KVB, and the crocodile, and VACMA. So there's that as well. So there's the crocodile and the VACMA system as well. The TVM high-speed in-cab signal system allows trains to travel over 300 kilometers per hour. The KVB in-cab signal system works with local color light system signals. Crocodile is a more basic signaling system that alerts the driver and warns them on the day driver to warning or danger signals. So that's like CIFA. And the VACMA is a another warning system that keeps the driver alert and in the seat while driving. Okay, so that's also so these two are like CFAR sort of systems, and these other ones are like the PZB and LZB. Like they're very similar to that. So the TGV has a combined throttle and brake handle, which okay, so it has a combined hand and throttle and brake. So that's cool. Which primarily uses electric braking, but also blends in the local air brakes on the power cars. Also, well, at low speed. It has a train brake system using the air operated PBL press a Borton locomotive brake handle, which runs the EP, which is the electric system. Assists. This applies air braking across the whole train, but using EP to speed up. Brake applies and releases. There's also a backup air system with air brake system without EP should the PBL or EP system fail. The main difference that you will feel is the high speed contrast. Content tends to have a different gear ratio, so you end up with rapidly slow acceleration, but highest top speeds. Going this fast definitely affects the gameplay. Okay, going this fast definitely affects the gameplay. There are a series of things we've done to ensure that the game loads sceneries fast enough to guarantee you don't run out of the world. The other thing, of course, is all the huge distances covered because when you're doing 300 kilometers, it takes a vast distance to stop. Planning ahead is vital of this kind of route. What so I don't know what this is. What is SimGraph? What is SimGraph? So in James explains that it is a graph-based approach that replicate. Like, before I get into this, folks, I'm explaining to you guys. I'm reading this out for you guys for the reason being, as when we give you information updates here on our channel, we do this for the people that don't want to bother going ahead and reading it all, or might find it hard to read the information on the screen. So we help you guys out as much as we can via this. So this is why we like to read it out for you guys. This is why we take our time and effort to try to give you the very best. Okay, so this is information updates the Godfather way. Okay, so James explains it is a graph-based approach and repetitively essential. Something weird. See, I'm not good at pronunciation as well. All the traction braking and power systems that are represent an individual rail vehicle is a simulation of the real-world physics environment. We may create a sample of air reservoir, which is an air tank. It's like which is an air tanker, right? So, and then that we have an amount of air in it, which will create pressure. All right, so it creates pressure in that. We can then create a pipe from there and to another and value, so you can turn it on and off, and then as we turn it on air, we flow through. And as we turn it on, air will flow through it, and we'll calculate how it balances out between the two reservoirs. Okay, we start with things like that, and then span to some quite complex systems. So Peter says the TGV is comprised about 100 different nodes with SimGraph, which defines the characteristics as simple as the axles, brake pads, to more detailed complex electric systems, and the current collector of pallet graphs. All right, so this is what they sort of work on. So you got the brake piping here, combining with other stuff as well. So you got the you got all the different things there, the EPs, the main reservoir piping, and all that stuff we're explaining about there. And then there's all other little things as well. So this is sort of like a system they work on. So it's like it looks like a train route or some sort, doesn't it? So there you go. So that's what they work on. There's something new. I've actually never seen anything like that before from Dovetail. So they're sort of giving us the ins and outs of what they've been doing, and this is how they work systems and stuff. So it's quite a complex thing. It's very, very past my judgment, I'll tell you right now. But yeah, something really, really interesting in my opinion. Have you come across any challenges while creating this locomotive? And Peter says, there's always challenges, of course, when it comes to doing much research for the locos. This one in particular, although we have done it previously with Train Simulator. Okay, so they have done this one before on Train. Okay, so I do now know that this is a throwover from Train Simulator. So I didn't actually know that. So the amount of detail, because I'm not a fan of Train Simulator, I don't like the graphics. The amount of detail we can go into this time means we are essentially doing the research from scratch to ensure that we haven't missed anything and to get greater new information. James says, I think getting to the grips. I think getting the to grips with support for multiple voyages, and although that's not so much a challenge, it is new technology, and we haven't had this ability before now. We built one multiple voyage train previously. Multiple voltage train previously, but we had two different systems, and there's and systems there, and not two different voltages via the same system. Okay, one of the biggest challenges for us is actually understanding French. Okay, all of the materials are in French. So when we wanted to read about it, all the information we wanted was in French. This is one of the disadvantages of going into the depth and detail we do to get everything right. Beyond the fact we speak a little French, on occasionally we trying to translate some very technical terms which wouldn't normally come up in a standard conversation. All right, so here is one of the stations here, ladies and gentlemen, on this particular photo just here. Just give me a second. Yeah, so we have this one here. This is one of the main stations, I do believe, looking at that particular line, photo just there. So you can see here there's a pole here with a person for the luggage area. So there must be a luggage area. So this must be separate to the train. I'm not sure. Now, if I'm looking rightly, I not see if I see any destination boards, but yeah, that's something I would like to see. So hopefully they've got destination boards that actually work for this train line. So, if you missed the first lot of information, you can read about it over the coming weeks. We'll be looking at some of the features on the route and sharing more screenshots in the coming weeks. So, is that if that's the case, is this not even getting released here in 2020? Well, it'll be quite interesting if this doesn't actually get they said over the coming weeks. So I'm not sure. We're looking at some of the features of the route and share more screenshots. So in the coming weeks, I don't know if they're going to be releasing. Look, I'll be probably brutally honest with you guys. They're saying over the coming weeks, but I don't know if this is even going to get released here in 2020 now. But I hope so, to be honest. I really hope it does get released here in 2020, but we'll soon find out. Anyway, we should be expecting it by mid-December, going off what's been going on now. Now, I can tell you guys over the last recent few months that there hasn't been anything released. Everything's been released on around a 3-week gap. Is the longest that we've had to wait for new stuff to be added or Preserve Collection into the game. Preserve Collection is completed now, so it will be quite interesting to see how much of a gap there would be. If it goes over the 3-week gap, this would be the longest gap between new stuff since pretty much the launch of the game. So between the launch of the game and the first stuff that got released, there was the biggest gap between stuff adding to the game. So it will be the first big gap since from launch to the first lot of stuff that got added. So there we go, which was Preserve Collection. So anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully this information has come in handy for you. I'm really looking forward to this train. My estimate is it will be out in 3 weeks' time, but don't take my word for it. I'm hoping it will be around 3 weeks' time. There's been, like I explained, nothing more than 3 weeks on between stuff adding to the game recently. But coming towards Christmas now, it'll be I'm not sure what's going on, but we did get East Coast Way in December on the original Train Sim World as part of Preserve Collection now in December last year. And we will be celebrating the 1 year anniversary of the East Coast Way here at GFY's Gaming Australia with a special 1 year anniversary live stream of the East Coast Way in December. So something to look forward to for you guys there. And of course, we will be doing the PC Steam launch live stream of this new train when it gets released. And because this one is a brand new French route, we're going to be doing this as soon as we can when it releases. So, my name is The Godfather. Thank you for watching. This has been our latest Train Sim World 2 information update, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our Train Sim World 2 playlist for other information updates and timetables, scenarios, introductions, replay live streams, and the information updates as I explained. It is bye-bye for now.